There's several mistakes that beginning YouTubers make, and I'm going to discuss a few of those with you right now. The primary reason that a lot of people fail on YouTube is they just think that it ought to happen overnight. Guys, there's 1 in a million YouTubers that have made it big that just exploded overnight, and they just somehow got lucky, was in the right place at the right time, had a video in the right spot at the right time, or who knows why. I don't have all the answers, but I am confident that I can share enough intellectual reasons with you and show you results that I have obtained personally from being on YouTube since March of 2011. I have somewhere in the neighborhood of 30,000 subscribers and around 9 million, a little over 9 million video views. So if you think that's pretty substantial amount, I see no reason why you couldn't have it yourself. All that's going to be required is a little hard work and apply some of these strategies that I show you in this course. But the biggest thing is don't get discouraged when you put a video up and it's up for the first night. You get up the next morning, you check it. Not very many views. It goes on a week, not many views. It goes on another week, not many views. Don't be discouraged, guys. The first thing you should do is you need to sit down with pencil and paper, sort of sketch out what you want to do. Just decide what niche you want. And hopefully you know what I'm referring to when I say niche. You're going to have to choose a category, whereas mine is based on iOS, primarily jailbreaking, but I do venture out into just the regular app reviews. Sometimes I do Apple News, but as a whole, my niche I would say is iOS, So that's what I mean. You're just going to have to choose a category. That's all a niche is. Once you have chosen your category, if you started out and you start talking about iPhone stuff, reviewing iPhone cases maybe, let's say, don't shoot another video tomorrow about basketball, because your subscribers that subscribe to you, they subscribed because of your iOS content. They did not subscribe because of your basketball content. Now, that's not to say that you can't put up a basketball video. You can do that. Sort of fill out, your subscribers. Ask them in your videos, would you mind if I put this up? Or make a video, just a shorter one, and just see how it turns out, I've made videos and put it up before, and I've taken them down after just an hour or so. I've gotten some really, really bad comments and bad feedback. So rather than let it tarnish my whole channel, I pulled it. And that's what you need to do. You need to be aware of what's going on your channel. Use your analytics every day. I check my analytics every day, sometimes several times a day. I'm always checking comments, replying to comments. It's very, very important. I cannot stress enough, and we'll get into more of this in a little bit later on, how important it is to interact with your community when you first start, especially. Now, when you get up to having 5-6 million video subscribers, it isn't going to be realistic. That's the reason that P. Diddy Pie turned his comments off. He couldn't reply to even 1/10 of the comments he was getting. But he was getting so much spam that he decided to just turn them off. So guys, this video is about staying focused. Don't get distracted. Just because your video doesn't get 10,000 views the first week or month, don't be distracted. Get on a schedule, and we'll talk about that next. In this video, we're going to discuss how you set up a YouTube channel. Once you have put in all your personal information and have your channel created, we're going to go through some of the steps that you should do to properly get it the most optimized, I guess you could say. So as you can see here, for monetization, we have not enabled that yet. So that would be one thing we would definitely want to do, is click enable. And it says your account is not enabled for monetization. Enabling your account allows you to monetize your videos. You have to have at least one video approved for monetization. Makes you a YouTube partner, which provides you the opportunities to improve your skills and build your audience. So I'm going to click enable my account, and I'm going to go through all this jazz in here to opt in and opt any content monetization, and go all the way through and accept. Okay. Now it says monetize videos by clicking the icon or selecting monetize. Alright. So now what we have to do is go back in our video, which we don't have to go all the way back in, but we can just choose not monetized and click the little money sign right there. And that will tell Google to take a look at this actual video and see if it's qualified to be monetized. Now, like they previously read, once they monetize one video, then that makes me a YouTube partner, and I can monetize my other videos. It said I needed to get at least one monetized, and as you can see here, it says monetized, but whether it is or not, I really couldn't tell you. But what I'm interested in too is getting to see right here, this account only has one video on it, so you already have the ability to add a custom thumbnail. See, back in the days when I started, that was a big deal. You didn't get custom thumbnail until you actually made YouTube partner, and making YouTube partner was very, very hard to do. It meant something totally different 2 years ago than it does today. But you need to go into your channel, enable your longer videos as well as monetization. And if you're wanting to do live events, that's going to be totally left up to you. Here's your monetization guidelines, and here's your defaults. And you need to try to choose a category that most of your videos are going to be in, and always add your social media links in here and your blog link or website link, and add 5 or 6 keywords right here that's going to be about your videos most of the time. That way, if you create a video that isn't related to those keywords, you can just delete them and it's not a big deal. And then if you have a video that's related to them, which most of your videos should be, because your channel should be based around the same content most of the time anyway, your niche. And here you have monetization with ads. That would be if we were going to create a new video, that would let them know that they need to look at that. And you need to choose your standard license here, so you can read all about the Creative Commons and all that stuff. But here's another important part, channel branding. You need to add your watermark to all your videos. That way people recognize you when they see that logo. They know that's your content. And always link to a playlist. Anytime you're linking in your videos, whether you're using their features or you're in Slates or anything like that, which we discussed in this course, when it's applicable now, always link to a playlist. Very, very important. And if you have a intro you want to add to your videos, you can add it right here, which I recommend doing. It just makes it look more professional, and that's what we want to appear to be here. You want to appear to be a professional in the area you are making video content for. Here's your analytics, and in here you'll be able to see just how well your channel has performed over the last 28 days or whatever. You can look and see who's viewing your videos, where they're coming from, what devices is using it mostly. That way you know if most of your users are from iOS, then you need to make sure that you're making iOS content. It just gives you a good way to judge many different things about creating content. Here you have the list of all of your statistics for subscribers, likes, dislikes, favorites, comments, shares, and annotations, and all that. And we do want to remember that annotations are definitely something that's very, very important. And this section here, the create part, I really don't like it because it's not very usable, but you can use it if you're in a pinch, I guess. Like, you know, maybe you uploaded a video from iOS or something and you're out and can't get back home. This would be usable for a situation like that, to create a video and add some transitions and different things like that when you can't get to your Final Cut Pro or iMovie or whatever it is you're using. Now, if you look at the dashboard regularly, you'll have all of your content here for, like, I always go here to look at the recent comments, stuff like that. And under the community section in here, you need to make sure that you've replied to any messages you have, and you can see who your subscribers are. If you want to just send them an email through YouTube, or maybe see who they are and then go to their channel, and a lot of times I actually subscribe back. You know, it all depends on what they are making their content on. So definitely something you want to stay up to date with. A lot going on inside here, so just be aware of what's happening on your channel is the main thing. Be available, that way they will continue coming back to watch your content. If you never reply back to a comment they leave, or answer, or try to help them in any way, what use do they have to come back? I mean, yes, maybe your content is great, but even if it's not really, really good content and you're trying to help, that makes enough difference when a lot of times a viewer will come back to see you over top of someone that never really replies back. It's just about being personal. Looking at the video creator that YouTube offers, and it's grown very well over the past couple years. Inside here you can really get some good stuff if you'll apply this to your videos. Especially beginners will enjoy this. They offer some Creative Commons video in here. Just remember, if you use any of the clips out of these anywhere in your videos, that you just show credit in your description box. And you can import photos to add to your projects. And they have some very nice background music if you want to include background music in your videos. I know I have used some of their music in several of my videos, and I am very particular about the type of music I use in my videos, and they were able to accommodate me. But one of the things that I really enjoy they offer is these transitions. All you have to do is simply just drag and drop everything from up here into your timeline, and you got your little scrubber down here, and you can drag videos in any order you want. You just simply click on your video here, and if we were going to put a couple of these together, we could just drag that one down there and drop it.
Hey YouTube, it's Mitch at iPhone Captain.
And then if we needed to fix anything, if we wanted to add some filters, they do offer some very nice filters.
Hey YouTube, it's Mitch at iPhone Captain.
And you can hear it's very easily added. And in here you can increase and decrease your treble, bass. You can pan.
Hey YouTube, it's Mitch at iPhone.
And it works very well. I'm going to turn this bass way up here, see what it sounds like.
Hey Hey YouTube, it's Mitch at iPhone Captain.
And as you can hear, it sounds very well. And in here, if you wanted to add some text,
Hey YouTube, it's Mitch at iPhoneCaptain.com.
They do a very nice job right here. All you have to do is just type in what you want, and it will update right across the bottom of the screen in real time. And then when you get done, you just simply name your project up here and click create. And overall, guys, if you're not comfortable using Final Cut Pro or iMovie or anything like that, it would be very easy to use like an iPhone 6 or iPhone 5 or anything like that. Shoot your video with that, upload it into YouTube, do all your editing right inside here, and then, you know, add your music, transitions, overlays, text, everything, filters, whatever you need, and then click create video, and it will take it straight into your channel. It's a very fast, effective way for beginners to start using their channel effectively. And it's not only for beginners. I mean, I even still use this right now, especially on projects where I put 2 or 3 videos together, and I may take the first half of this video and 3 or 4 minutes from another one and 5 or 6 minutes from another one, and I put them all together and mix and match and put some transitions in there and some music, and it's a new video. I mean, it looks awesome, and I've done that many times. And I tell you how I use it most of all. I'm going to give away one of my little secrets here. I do a top 10 or 20 tweak video about once a week or so. And when I get up to about 50 of them, I just put 5 of the top 10 videos together, come in here and put some transitions in and cut and paste and copy and tweak everything just a little bit. And that way I don't have to reshoot everything. I mean, just think of all the time it's saving me. I've already shot most of those tweaks anyway. And in some instances, I do decrease the amount of time that I speak about certain things and takes certain things out, but it works. I mean, my point is, guys, don't dismiss this editor in here just because YouTube offers it for you. This is very powerful too, and a very effective tool. So use it and you will enjoy it. One of the most important parts of your YouTube channel is brand. You have to have a brand. What does that mean? That means you need a logo, banner art, channel art. All that coincides with each other. That way when they see one symbol in one place, they recognize that to be you wherever they see it at. If you're driving down the road, for instance, and you see a big golden arch, M, what is that? I don't even have to tell you. If you're on the internet and you see the little bird floating around, little blue one, what's that? Okay? It's Twitter. These are all examples because you need to come up with some way to brand your channel and your content that you can share that across your website, your blog, which those are the same things. But you have this art, you can display it on your channel icon, your banner across the top of your YouTube channel, and it will appear also on mobile devices. They just resize it. And I'm going to share how you can create professional looking art and banners free without any experience in Photoshop or anything like that. We're going to cover that in a video coming up. In this video, I'm going to share a couple of my secrets with you. What I try to do at least once a month, it's better if you can even do it weekly, is pull the analytics up for your top videos for the week, and I've gone ahead and pulled mine up right here, and you can see that this particular video here has earned me $49.61 this week. Okay, what I do then is I go get that video link, and then I go over to bit.ly, bitly.com. Let's go ahead and do that, bitly.com, so you know exactly what it is I'm talking about. And I create a short link for this, and then I add those in my description box. Now, if you see these links in my description box here, these are the top videos for the week. And the reason I'm doing that these are the most productive videos, and these are either they can be most watched, or really I tend to use the ones that make the most money, because not always do the most views make the most money, and that's another long story we won't get into, but everything pays different based on what the content of the video is about. So try to do that at least once a month. Make links. These here, it looks like I haven't made any links for these, but normally I like to make links. That way I can track, you know, how many times they've been clicked and just what all's going on with them. But you can put those in your videos, and also you can go to those same videos that are being watched the most and add an annotation to your other videos that are being watched the most. That way that they're all linked together, and people will tend to watch your top 10 or top 15 videos all the time, and that way you're making the most money you can from those videos. And if you make a new video and you want to get it, you know, some recognition, make an annotation in the most popular videos that links to the new video. I hope I'm making sense, guys. It gets a little complicated, but once you do it and you understand what you're doing, it'll all make sense to you. I hope you're doing this and the light comes on all at once and you understand. But it gets hard to explain, because the main thing you got to be able to do is read your analytics, and you got to make your videos based on your analytics, and that's the best way to get your new videos started and being seen more in searches, because the videos that are watched more and shared more and commented on more, favorited more, those are the videos that come up in search results the most. So by adding the annotations from your most watched videos, you're giving those newer videos a leg up, if that makes sense. Okay? So I hope that wasn't too hard to understand. And if you apply that, I know for a fact that you're going to make more money on YouTube and have more views as well as more engagement. In this video, I'm going to share a couple of my secrets with you. What I try to do at least once a month, it's better if you can even do it weekly, is pull the analytics up for your top videos for the week. And I've gone ahead and pulled mine up right here, and you can see that this particular video here has earned me $49.61 this week. Okay, what I do then is I go get that video link, and then I go over to bit.ly, bitly.com. Let's go ahead and do that, bitly.com, so you know exactly what it is I'm talking about. And I create a short link for this, and then I add those in my description box. Now, if you see these links in my description box here, these are the top videos for the week. And the reason I'm doing that these are the most productive videos, and these are either they can be most watched, or really I tend to use the ones that make the most money, because not always do the most views make the most money, and that's another long story we won't get into, but everything pays different based on what the content of the video is about. So try to do that at least once a month. Make links. These here, it looks like I haven't made any links for these, but normally I like to make links. That way I can track, you know, how many times they've been clicked and just what all's going on with them. But you can put those in your videos, and also you can go to those same videos that are being watched the most and add an annotation to your other videos that are being watched the most. That way that they're all linked together, and people will tend to watch your top 10 or top 15 videos all the time, and that way you're making the most money you can from those videos. And if you make a new video and you want to get it, you know, some recognition, make an annotation in the most popular videos that links to the new video. I hope I'm making sense, guys. It gets a little complicated, but once you do it and you understand what you're doing, it'll all make sense to you. I hope you're doing this and the light comes on all at once and you understand. But it gets hard to explain, because the main thing you got to be able to do is read your analytics, and you got to make your videos based on your analytics, and that's the best way to get your new videos started and being seen more in searches, because the videos that are watched more and shared more and commented on more, favorited more, those are the videos that come up in search results the most. So by adding the annotations from your most watched videos, you're giving those newer videos a leg up, if that makes sense. Okay? So I hope that wasn't too hard to understand. And if you apply that, I know for a fact that you're going to make more money on YouTube and have more views as well as more engagement. Whenever you are including your information in your description box, be sure that you add the most important information to the top 3 lines, because that's all you will be able to see without clicking the search more you see right here. And I'm going to show you why that's important. You see here, show more, and you can see the subscribe here. Okay, I created a link using bit.ly, and that is this site right here, bitly.com. Now if you go down here, you see subscribe to iPhone 4 Noob, and you can see that link has been clicked 12,646 times. Now just stop and think about it, guys. Look how many times or how many subscriptions I would have missed out on if I had not put that link there. That just makes it that much easier. You know, yes, you do have a subscription button right there, but don't ask me why, but some users prefer to click a link, and that's why having that link right there is so important. And then the next 2 lines, you probably would want to put any post you're linking to, you know, such as your blog post. And you'll see that if we click the search more, that the next line that you can't see is it goes directly to my blog. And it's so important that you link to your blog, and from your blog back to your videos for SEO purposes. So keep that in mind. Put your blog link in every single video. Not only can it help your SEO, but if you ever have to establish ownership of a video that someone has stolen from you, YouTube will actually use that information to verify that you're the owner of this. Okay, so keep that in mind. Always link your videos and any kind of post. Put all your social media in there. And if you have any very popular videos at the time, I always try to include at least 4 or 5 video links. And, you know, I've got a few more than that in there right now, but I probably could take this iOS 7 stuff out. But I have it in there. And I also have my schedule in there too, you see. So keep that stuff in mind. And any kind of music you use, always give reference to that person in your description. That way you won't get in trouble. In this video, I'm going to share with you how you can jump ahead to a particular time frame in your video. If you're going to have a longer video and you decide to break it up into sections, and say, for instance, maybe not all your viewers want to watch the first 2 minutes of the video, but they'd rather watch the last 3 or 4 minutes of the video will be more important to one group as another. Well, there is a way to do that, and you know, no one showed me this. I just saw someone do it and did a little investigating and finally figured out how it was accomplished. But it seems like all these neat little tricks, guys, you don't find out about them for some reason. I don't know why YouTube doesn't share these things. But, you know, I'm glad that I can share these with you. And what I've done here in this video, I did this solely for an experiment. I transcribed this particular video to see if it helped any with the SEO, which I can't tell that it has. But that's not important. But that's the reason why you see that transcription in front of you. Each word by word that I spoke, I typed it out in the description. But you can see these times here are in blue. And if you want to skip ahead in the video, say we are at 8 seconds right now, and we want to go to where it says the last one we're going to talk about is pref delete. So if we wanted to jump ahead to where it talks about pref delete, we could click on delete. Will actually allow you to go in here to your and we're at the 2 minute 19 mark now. It goes ahead and it jumps ahead for you. And let's do one more. And it's signing me in because I'm the owner of this. It won't do that for you. If you want to go to the 41 marker, click 41. Alarm. How many times goes to the 41 marker? Now, there's really not a big trick to doing this, guys. Just find out where you want to be in the video and put that time frame in parentheses and put a colon between them. That's all I did. You just type it in just exactly like that. Colon 2, parentheses, the number 2, colon, then 19 parentheses. That will jump you ahead to 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Same thing for a minute 50, minute 32. You see them right here. And they come up, they highlight in blue just like a link. You know, that's why it's so important to put these links in there. And that's another little trick that I can share with you about jumping ahead in videos. In this video, we're going to discuss the different parts of the thumbnail and why they are so important. The thumbnail is really a commercial for the video that you are creating or wanting to have viewers click on. And obviously when they scan over the YouTube search results that they have just searched for, they're going to choose based on thumbnail and title. Those are your two most important things that you must optimize on YouTube in order to be successful. And here is my video manager page in my YouTube channel, and you can see just by overlooking the different thumbnails down the list, that by far the yellow background is much easier to read than the other background types. Now keep in mind, I really don't remember where I read it. I just know that I read it, that they had performed some type of scientific test, and it had shown that yellow was the most clicked background of any color in thumbnails on YouTube. And that's probably why I have tended to lean toward yellow more. As you can see, it wasn't as used as often in some of my older videos. You see, I even used a blue background with the white writing. That's very, very easy to read, and you need to keep it simple, guys. I've always been a big fan of the KISS method, the KISS. Keep it simple, silly, and we'll keep it G-rated here. That's actually, many people use different words there, but you can fill it in. As you can see, here's one of my thumbnails that I created that I have gotten a lot of clicks from. It's been very successful using that particular thumbnail. And they also recommend that you add your logo or brand to your thumbnail, and that's going to make it even better for users or viewers to see that that's your video, and if they enjoy watching your videos, then they're going to click it automatically. And if you look right here in this second one, you'll see I did add my logo right here, but it's in the wrong place. As you can see, it is blocked by that timestamp, and that timestamp will be there even in your search results. So keep that in mind, guys. It's very, very, very important that you keep that time, that you don't put anything in that corner, because see right here, here again, you can't see my logo for the timestamp. It should have been on the left side or in the top corners or somewhere else other than the bottom right corner. Now, as you can see right here, it sort of looks a little bit better here on the top left, but that's where it needs to be rather than in the bottom right. But to me, it's hard to read this writing. That's not really clear, and it should have been put together a lot better than this. It doesn't. That's not acceptable to me anymore. So you'll probably be seeing a big difference in my thumbnails and begin to see a pattern with them too, because they recommend when you choose a particular method that you use to try to stick with that method, because people start recognizing your thumbnails based on the format that you use. So it's important to keep the format the same and to add your brand into the thumbnails as well. And that's going to have your thumbnails optimized for the best results at always. I mean, there's no two ways about it. And another thing about your thumbnails, guys, always make certain that they represent your content, because if you put a big half-naked beautiful woman on your thumbnail and then they click the video or click the thumbnail to open the video and it's about iPhone applications, then you have just deceived your audience to get viewers, and that's very, very frowned upon, and your viewers and subscribers will not like that at all. So what they want you to do is try to make your thumbnail representative of at least the first 15 to 30 seconds of your video. So keep that in mind when you're creating it. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll actually go in and take a screenshot of the first few seconds of their video, and I'm going to do that here, and then just go back in and put text on it. And we'll talk about that in the next one. In this video, we're going to discuss the thumbnail. Your thumbnail is probably, in my personal opinion, I look at the thumbnail being more important than the actual title of the video, because I'm always attracted to the actual thumbnail probably before I am the title. And if I like the thumbnail, the next thing I'll do is I'll just drop down and read the actual title of the video. But one thing you need to be aware of is the size of the thumbnail and everything. You need to be sure you get all that correct, because you put something up on YouTube and maybe you can't even read your text. Maybe your text is too small. Maybe it's not big enough. So it's very important that you understand your dimensions of your thumbnail and just exactly where you can place certain things. Like the bottom right corner right here, that's a terrible place to put any important information, because as you can well see, that's where the timestamp is. And you don't want to put anything important there. When I create my thumbnail in Photoshop, I always use the 1280 by 720 dimension, and that's exactly what YouTube recommends the resolution to be, with a minimum width of 640. But if you'll stay with that 120 by 720, your thumbnails are always going to fit perfectly. You won't have those black bars on each side. If you use 640, then they're gonna hit you with those black bars, and I don't like those at all. They look bad, and I was trying to find a thumbnail here that actually had those in it, but as you can see, I don't even see any of those. You don't see many anymore with those black bars on each side, which is good. Maybe YouTube has quit doing that, you know. I'm not real sure about that. But if you'll use 1280 by 720, you won't have any trouble. And you need to make sure that all of your font is easily read. You don't want to use some kind of a script or something like that that's hard to read. And as you see, just flipping down through here, some of these are hard to read, like that one right there. And that's even by a big name company. That's a small text, but they're wanting the focus to be more on the camera, I guess. So if it were me, you know, I would use something that just sort of jumped right out at you. And you see here, PewDiePie, or how you want to pronounce that. He has some good thumbnails. He uses a lot of weird looking stuff, and that goes very well on YouTube. The more unordinary you can make it, the better. If yours just looks like everybody else's, then most likely you're not going to get too much, you know, no more than others will. You know, like this girl here is just, her text is a little bit hard to read. It doesn't pop, and you know, having her face on there, that's a good thing. But her text, she should have used a different outline to make it pop out more. And if you're not a Photoshop or Pixelmator user, there's websites on the internet, and I'll share a couple of those with you here, where you can actually make your thumbnails, and they do a beautiful job with it. But as you can see here, here's one of my thumbnails right here. And it's really not one of my better ones. But then again, it's easily to read. You know, it's not hard to read what that video is about. And just glancing at it, you're going to know right away that it's about an iPhone. And on top of that, it's going to be a jailbroken iPhone because of the little drill in the corner. And you see, here's what I done. I put my Cydia logo and stuff in this bottom corner, and you see it got the timestamp on top of it, and that's a no-no. And that, here I am preaching to you about it, and then I did something I was telling you not to do. But I'm learning as we go through here. I've actually learned. I learn something new about every day. You never get too old to learn, so keep that in mind as you go through here. But we can go in here and look at some of my thumbnails. I'll pull them up so you can see how they look. Right here you go. And as you can see, the yellow ones, I read some research about YouTube's thumbnails, and they said the yellow background received more clicks than any other color. So I've tried to start using more yellow in my thumbnails. If you see more yellow in my thumbnails, that's why, because of that report that I read. But you can see this thumbnail right here. That's a terrible thumbnail, and that's one I did just in the last month or so. But you can't even read the text that's on there, and there's just enough text to just blur the picture out. You can't even read the picture either. So it just looks bad on every account. But here's those black bars I was referring to. In this particular thumbnail here, I used the wrong size. And well, actually what I did is I used a photograph off the internet, and it wasn't the right size. And I put my text in the wrong spot, and it got chopped halfway off. I mean, I just wasn't taking my time with it and doing a better job. Here's the same thing. You need to be aware that you don't want to put text. You need to leave a little bit of room up at the top, and you'll learn about how much, and it won't get cut off that way. Very important, very important. Your thumbnail is your billboard or your commercial for your video, guys. It doesn't get any more important than that. And if you need graphics, there's a website you can go to here called KIAT.com. They have the 50 best free sites for vector images. You can just search it on Google and find it, but you won't have any trouble finding free vector images. But one of my favorite places to go is vecteezy.com. That's it right there, VECTEEZY.com. They have a lot of free stuff on there, and you can find about whatever you want just by searching in the search box. Here's one way that you can make your thumbnails on YouTube if you don't have any of the software such as Pixelmator or Photoshop. You just come in here to makeathumbnail.com. You add your thumbnail in there, and then you can do all sorts of different things. But personally, I prefer PicMonkey.com for that sort of thing. You can design your own YouTube thumbnails in here, and you don't have any problems at all. So you might want to check this one out, called PicMonkey.com. You can do a lot of things in here with your photographs. You can even touch up digital photographs if you got some problems that you need to touch up, or you want to add some different filters and things like that. This is a very awesome site. Be sure to check it out. But guys, take your thumbnails serious. This is definitely something that can make or break your channel, and they are very, very important. If you've ever wondered how someone comes up in the search results so much, or say you're on YouTube and you're doing some searching and you just keep seeing this same channel pop up over and over and over and over. Okay, rather than use someone else's channel, I'm going to use my own. That way no one can say anything to me for doing it. I'm going to go in here and choose a video of my own. So it doesn't matter which one, and we're not even going to play it. That's not what we're here to do. We keep seeing this particular channel, and these videos from this channel keep appearing in almost every search that we perform. So you wonder, what keywords are they using? I wish I knew. That way I could make my videos like that, Well, it doesn't work exactly that way, but if you are curious as to the keywords that's being used, all you have to do is go over here and I'm using Chrome. I'm sure it's the same, works the same way in Safari, but if not, you can use Chrome. Go to View, go to Developer, and go to View Source. And when you do that, you're going to get a bunch of code, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, what's this? Okay. Well, if you scroll down here, and you're going to come to the metadata, it's called. The metadata is any of the SEO content that's been input by the user to help rank their video. And right here's meta property video tag. And as you can see right here, all of this highlighted area, those are the keywords that I put in there for that video. That was the tags that I used for this particular video. So if you're ever curious as to how you can find out their keywords for a certain channel, that's exactly how you can do it. Then if you wanted to use some of these, you could just highlight them out and copy and paste them right on down the line. And same thing goes for their description, which that's all in there anyway. But back a few updates ago, YouTube stopped showing the tags because everyone was trying to use everybody else's tags all the time. So now most people don't know how to look to see what tags are being used, but there is a way to do that, and you see that exactly right here. So I hope that little trick can sort of help. So keep that one under your hat, guys. One of the most important things about having a YouTube channel is interacting with your comments and building that community. And you're not always going to be right next to your computer. So I'm going to show you a great application you can get that's free. And you can interact with your channel and reply to comments, look at your analytics, look at videos individually, look at all your videos, do a number of things. You see here, there's all my videos listed under videos. Here's everything you can do. You have your dashboard, comments, analytics, and YouTube channel, and you can even record video from in here and upload it directly to your YouTube channel if that would be something you want. Or maybe you're using your iPhone app, camera to get started, which isn't a bad idea. Like we talked earlier, that's a great camera to get started with. But anyway, the important thing about this, guys, is being able to reply. And all you have to do is just tap the comments you want to reply to, and you'll get a little pop-up there that says respond. Then you just hit post in the top right corner up there, and your comment is on its way. The name of the application is called Studio, and it's a YouTube application. They're the ones that put this out. So if you go in the App Store and you type in YouTube Studio, you'll get this. You see right here it is, YouTube Creator Studio, and this is their application. And like you just saw, guys, it's a remarkable application. Personally, I like it better than any one that I've tried third party. One of the things about replying to comments is it's not easy to do when you're out and about on a mobile device. Well, through this application, and there is an Android version, if you happen to be one of the few Android users, I'm only kidding, guys. Replying to comments, build that community, always help anybody you can, and that way they're going to be more likely to share your content and come back and watch more of your content and tell others about your content. One of the things that will help you understand how to set up your channel better than anything is ranking. How Google ranks, keywords, that kind of stuff. So if I could give you a bit of advice, it would be just to go on Google, play around a little bit with the keyword that you intend to make a video for, and do a little bit of research. And as time goes by, you know, you'll get better with it. And I would even recommend that you get a keyword tool that you use regularly in order to have the most effective way of researching your titles. But just for kicks, let's go on here and we're going to search some of my keywords that I use, okay? iOS 8, Cydia tweaks. Okay, that's one that I use quite a bit for my videos, and we'll get a gist of just exactly how well I've ranked up here. And you're probably going to see right up front here that I probably am not a top contender for that. And as you can see, I am not. But if you add on 2014, okay, and let's try it again and see how it looks. See, the first time we didn't even get any videos to pop up. Second page, I am on the second page, but right at the very bottom, iOS 8 Cydia tweaks is pretty it's pretty popular. So let's do it this way. I do a lot of my videos with this iOS 8 Pangu Cydia tweaks. Wow. So those are some pretty hard keywords. Now this is that should have been iOS 8 there. iOS 8 Pangu Cydia tweaks. So now I'm going to do this top 10. And you're going to start seeing a difference now whenever I put top 10, top 20, all that sort of stuff in there. Then I get a better ranking. And as you can see right here, I'm right on the middle of the page of that one. But still yet, that's on the second page. What you have to do is you have to find a keyword or a keyword phrase that isn't so popular. That way you might think, well, I won't get that many hits. You'll get more because you're not having to compete with so many other people in order to get those. You know, let me give you an example. 30, and I'm going to show you how I did this. 30 free Cydia tweaks for iOS 8. Aha. Now look at here. Number 3, number 4. I'm not number 5, but I am number 6. As you can see what that did, see, just by putting in 30 free tweaks. All right, so if we take away the 30, see where that leaves me. Just with free Cydia tweaks. I'm not even on the front page, see. But I am on the second page. So, you know, it's all in what you search, how you search it. And here again, if you wanted to put top 10 free Cydia tweaks, that's going to be another popular one. And you'll find that I'm always going to be somewhere on the second page of most of these at the very least. But that's just the Cydia tweak term, guys. There's a lot of other ways you can do that. And let me give you another example here what I'm talking about. Best 5 iOS 8 Twigs Pangu 8. See, I'm searching for the same thing, but I'm just writing it up. Oh my goodness. Look who's in the top 4 positions. See, now that's what I did. I took that particular keyword phrase and I've been using it a lot in my videos. And so you guys don't take my keyword from me. But anyway, that's just a joke. I'm in the top 4 spots. And I'm even in I'm not in the 5th, but I'm in the 6th. So as you can see, I'm pretty well dominated the front page of that. I'm even on the 2nd page for Twitter for Pangu 8. So as you can see, the IntelliScreen X wasn't intended, for that keyword, but it showed up anyway. So you see how that works. So I hope that give you just a little bit of a sense of how this works. And I have several other keywords that rank, but I don't want to tip my hat to every single thing that I have for you guys. I mean, I don't care to show you some of the stuff, but if you look right here on this one, freecityoftweaks.com, that's my site. If you click that, you're going to be taken to one of my videos that is in my YouTube channel. I mean, that video right there is on my channel. And that's another thing that we'll get into here is how and where you should, embed your videos. So I hope that showed you a little bit about how to rank. In this video, I'm going to show you a little trick you can use with playlist and how important it is to use playlist to embed in your blog rather than just using the video link itself. And I'm going to give you an example first, then we're going to go in and I'm going to show you how to do it. So as you can see, let's go back to the home page here just so I can show you. Now we're going to go down to the top 10. Let's go back to the one that I just had pulled up, the top 30 free tweaks, just because I know that it worked properly. Now when we open that page up, you see we get a video down here at the bottom. Now you can install a plugin, which I have it installed, but I don't have this feature turned on. You can get a plugin that will make the videos play automatically when the page loads. Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't work well, because if you have more than one video on a page, then they all start playing at one time. But there's a setting for that too, but that gets complicated, so I just turned it off. So if we go ahead and try to play this video here, I'm going to scroll it all the way up to the end, and I'm going to let the last few seconds play, and I want you to watch what happens. Share this video on Facebook. It helps me so much when you share it on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe if you aren't a subscriber. We do this kind of stuff all the time here, and keep coming back. Now, hey YouTube, I did not touch anything. Today we're going to be doing the top 5 tweaks for the week, and it went right straight into playing the next video. I'm going to do the same thing right here. Coming back. And you might be saying, well, what's happening? Okay, when I embedded that video in my blog post, I embedded the playlist for that video. Yes, that video plays first because that's the video that I used. And let me show you how you do that. All you have to do, first of all, of course you have to have a playlist created, and that's how come it's very important from day one you start creating playlists so you can use them in situations such as this. And now we're going to go into my channel here, and I'm going to go to that particular video, which was 30 free tweaks. I'm going to hit edit. And you see, if I were to come over here and I just copied in that particular link right there, that's just for that one video, okay? If I come back out of that video,
if you have
All right. And what we should have done is we should have gone over here to the playlist section right here. And I know that that video is in the iOS 8 free Cydia tweaks. Right there is where it is. It's the top video. All I have to do now is click play. Now when we get our share link, come back out here and hit share. We get the link. Look how much longer it is. It's because it's the playlist video. You see right there, list. So this is the link we need to copy in our blog post. That way when that video ends, it's going to automatically start the next video, and chances are your viewers will watch the next video. So this is going to increase your views tremendously by doing this. And you know what the sad part is, guys, is I just learned this like 6 months ago. I just stumbled upon it myself. No one showed me, but I am sharing this with you guys because I want you to have a little bit of an advantage to get things rolling. Okay? So be sure to include the playlist. I can't say that enough. It will help you in so many ways. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create the background for your thumbnail called Pinwheel. And we're going to be using Photoshop. You might say, well, that's a little bit over my knowledge. Well, I'm going to show you step by step how to do this. It's so simple once you see it done. First thing you want to do is you want to create a new file. And you're going to go up to New right here. And you're going to create 1280 by 720. And then just hit OK. Okay. Then once you have your background, we also want to put what we're going to use on a new layer. That way it will allow us to change the color later on. And if you save this file in a PSD file, you'll see later on that you can use this right on without having to recreate it. You can just open it in Photoshop, change the colors you want to change, bam, and you got a new background. So I'm going to show you what this is going to look like once we finish. And you'll see here on Ray William Johnson's channel, this is what the Pinwheel looks like. And you have your big YouTubers using it. Here's just sort of a swirled up version of it, but it's still Pinwheel. And down here, so as you can see, it's a very well used technique, and one you definitely need to include in your arsenal. So the first thing you need to do, guys, is go up here and grab the rectangular marquee tool, and you want to pull a little long rectangle all the way across. And then I'm going to use black for my fill, but you don't have to. Actually, let's change it to red. So now we're going to choose the paint bucket. And I need to hit OK. I get ahead of myself sometimes and do that. Now, once you have your first stripe made, all you have to do is copy those all the way across. And to copy those, just make sure you have your layer selected. And you're going to hit Option Command T. And I think it's Option Control T on the Windows version. And then just pull it across and just sort of line it up with your eyeball. And then again, you're going to make sure that you hit apply here, of course. I should have hit enter. And now we're going to hit Option Command T or Control Option T on Windows. So, and then you just keep dragging them across. After you drag it where you want it positioned, just hit enter and hit those buttons again. Shortcut Option or Alt Command T, and we'll go all the way across with this. Once you get the hang of it, you can do it pretty fast, guys. And when you hit enter, see it sort of locks it in. So you can do it again. That 1280, that's a long way across that. But keep in mind, you don't have to do this one time. If you will do it like I'm showing you here, you'll be able to change it because we're going to save it as a PSD file. PSD files allow you to open them up in Photoshop again and make changes. It saves what you have over here in your sidebar as well. If you save it as a PNG file or a JPEG or something like that, it doesn't save your layers and all that sort of stuff. So now we have all of that all the way across. All right. I have seen people that create new layers for every one of those all the way up, and if you do that, you need to merge those together by just selecting all of those and hit the merge, but not necessary. So now what you're going to do is you're going to hit the we'll just make a new layer here in case we need one. Anyway, go back and hit the layer 1, go up to filter, let's see, where was that at? We're looking for polar coordinates. So go to this filter, distort, polar coordinates. Make sure it's on rectangular to polar and hit OK. And I did that again. I'm sorry. So I'm going to hit Command Z to undo that and go up here and grab my marquee tool again right here, and you want to select your entire image. Okay, if you don't, it won't work. So make sure you have taken the rectangular marquee tool and selected the entire image. Now you want to add the filter to it. Go to filter, distort, polar coordinates, and you see what it's going to look like right there, and just hit OK. And now you have your pinwheel. Okay, now if you want to change your background color, right here you need to duplicate that background and turn the first one off. And if we wanted to change our background color, we could change this. See, if we turn that off, now if we want to add a new background, we could simply come over here and choose any color we want. Really, let's choose green, a lime, something lime green, and then we'll choose our paint bucket and come in here and just hit that like that, and now you have a lime green. Okay, if you want to change your red stripes, all you have to do here, see, if I turn that off, it goes away. Okay, actually changing those stripes is a little more difficult, so you can't really change the stripes using this particular technique here. You can change the background, but you can't change the stripes. Okay, I take that back. To change the stripes, you can go to blended options and go down to color overlay, and right here you can choose your color overlay, and you choose any color you want those to be. So now if we wanted them to be yellow, we could make them yellow. Now here's where it gets very, very nice. You can add a stroke in here, and now they look completely different. That totally changed that entire background look. And now if we wanted to grab, say, Mitch here, he's got the thumbs up going on, and drag it into our pinwheel, now we have a start for a spectacular background. And then you would come in here, of course, and you would add your text, and here again you're going to go to blended options, and you're going to want to stroke your text, no doubt. And even in here you can add gradient overlay. If you want to change that to something like a gradient, you can do that, or something, you know, gives it a little more color. That's going to be something that you'll just have to fiddle around with and find what works for you best. So now if you hit OK and choose YouTube Secrets and hit Command T to transform, now we can blow that text up very, very large, and it's semi okay, but you know, the text really isn't the right colors, but we're not really critiquing that right now. I could turn that off and just go with a white overlay rather than that, and maybe stroke it just a little bit more to make that pop a little bit more. There we go. Now that's looking a lot better. And if you wanted to, you could change the style of your text, you know, by just doing a number of things. Guys, it's so easy to change the look of your thumbnails just by changing one thing. You see how drastically it changed that. Hopefully, by watching this video, you just learned the pinwheel method for making your own YouTube thumbnails. Talk to you in the next one. In this video, I'm going to show you many different features that you can use in Photoshop to optimize your thumbnails for YouTube. Now, although Photoshop is a very strong, well-built software, and it offers many features that 99% of us will never need to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the things that I use on a daily basis in my workflow to create thumbnails, banners, advertisements, or maybe you want to make a brochure, something like that. These techniques are going to help you overall. In essence, this is going to be a video that will teach you all you need to know to use Photoshop on a daily basis. That's about as simple as I know how to put it. Okay. We've already shared the pinwheel technique in the course, so there's no need for me to elaborate on that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start out with a couple images here, and let's pull this one in here. And whether you're on Mac or Windows, if you're on Mac, you can just drag your photo over here to Photoshop and release it, and it'll actually open inside of it. Whether you knew that or not, I figured I'd share it with you. Now, looking at this photo right up front, I see a couple of items in there that I could actually cut out and use in other images very easy and fast. Now, to do that, we're going to cut the iPhone from the image, and to increase the size of this image, you need to hold Command and hit the plus or equal sign. So that's about enough, okay? If you wanted to shrink an image, you just hit the minus sign beside of the image. So what we need to do here first is duplicate this layer in order to be able to change things on it, because the background is locked right here. But when we duplicate it, we can just turn this off, and now we're left with the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to grab the quick selection tool, and that's about the right size right there, I think. And then I'm just going to go around the edges of this phone, and you see it's going to actually for the most part, it's gonna trim it out just right for us. And if it doesn't, then we can come back and fix that later on. But now, if we were going to take our time and really do a really great job, we probably would have actually blown this up much larger and used a smaller tool than we're using right here. Okay, now here's going to be where we have to be careful in using these buttons. Okay, so to do that, you just hold that on your mouse and drag around. You saw that. Now if it's too far out, like right here, and you wanted to bring it back over, you can just hold down your Option key, and you see the plus turns into a minus. Then you can just put it on there and just click, and you see it pushed it right back over on there. And then you can sort of go back in and sort of redo it a little bit. Alright, so now that we have that outlined, we're going to go up here and we're going to open a new file. We'll just do 1280 720, and that is the size you need for your thumbnails in YouTube, so keep that in mind. Okay, so we'll call this YouTube Thumb 1, and I'm going to hit OK. Now it's going to open this up. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to simply get my move tool up here, and I'm just going to pick this up and I'm going to move it over here. And as you can see, it's a little bit too small, so I'm going to Command T to get the transform around there, and then I can drag it up as big or as small as I want to make it. Okay, and I use this type of technique a lot, especially using YouTube videos, stuff like that. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll sort of flip it on its side a little bit just to make it look a little bit better, and then I'll blow it up a little bit bigger, and that gives it just a little bit more of a, I guess, a little bit better look to it. But as you can see, for the most part, our cutout looks pretty good. But if you wanted to actually move it or try to make it a little bit better, you could hit Command and the plus sign right here, and then you can look around to see if there's anything that needs to be, like right here. I'm just doing this mainly to show you what you could do. You could click the selection tool right there and come down here, and if you wanted to, let's say I'm looking for a tool here, erase tool, and that's entirely too big, and we'll set that to hard. So right here, see, I can drag along that edge and remove that. So if I wanted to clean this up if there was something that needed to be removed, see, I can go right along here if I wanted to and take my time and actually remove every bit of this little dark spots up through here. But you see, I got in over too far. So that's a little bit of how you can clean it up. Okay, that's your move tool, and I'm going to shrink it back down to about normal size. And then now what I would do is I'll drag this back over here where I want it. I would come in here and just hit the text and just type, and I'm just going to type iPhone Captain in here for no particular reason, and I'll drag it over here, and you Command T to make it larger. Okay, now hit enter, and as you can tell, you know, I really don't like that text. It actually looks pretty crappy, to be honest with you. So I'm going to choose text, and I got it highlighted over here, so I'm going to go over here and we'll choose this one. That looks a little bit heavier and easier to read, probably. So what I always like to do too to my text is I always like to stroke it because it looks better. It just makes it pop regardless of what color you're using on the background. And that's another thing you need to do. You should have went down here. We should have and duplicated that layer. Hit OK. We'll just turn that one off. And now we can come over here to our gradient tool and come up here and choose anything we want, or we can make any color we want for a background. But I'm just going to use that one just for purposes of the video. So for the most part, being able to cut different images from other images and paste them in is going to be a technique you use over and over and over again. Okay, now here's something you can do also. If you wanted to drag this photo in here and say all you wanted was just to use the background, it can be done by just doing this right here. Now all I did was drag the image in and drop it on top of the thumbnail we was creating. Now I've Command T to transform, hit enter, and now you see I have this beautiful lake and sky background, and it just looks great. So that's probably 4 or 5 features of Photoshop that I use daily to make my thumbnails, banners, everything I do with Photoshop. I use that right there. But now there's different things you can do over here now, guys. Keep in mind there's actually a clone stamp. So if I wanted to clone this cloud right here, I can hold down. I'm sorry. I can hold down my command key, my option key, and then hit the option click, and that's going to allow me to copy that. Okay? I'm sorry, to clone it. Got to be rasterized. Alright, so let's rasterize. But that's something else I use. Okay, see right here now we got this turned on. So now you see I got the little X right there whenever I hold my I'm holding the right click button down on the mouse. Now I can actually clone those clouds anywhere I want them up here. And if I wanted to clone these trees, I could clone these trees around here by simply, or more water or whatever it is I wanted. Like I could make this go away right here and make it water. It looks like now that there's a little draw back in there, which to me that looks pretty cool. But I mean, we could do away with every one of these trees if we wanted to just take our time and just do it just like you see me doing right here. Okay, see how easy it is to just eliminate those trees. But like I said, you know, we probably would need to click a different spot. Let's click right here, hit click. Now we can get rid of them without having any problems. Okay, now it's sort of blending in, and I'll show you how you can make that look better too. We're just mainly right now wanting to get rid of the trees. Now what we need to do is click on the water up here and go back over this like so to make the water look better. So see how great that tool works and how easy it is. It just looks like it was just made for that. Very, very good way to do that. And that's a lot of the ways how those professional photographers, they will actually remove a blemish from a model's face, or add a beauty spot. Someone, they call them beauty spots if you're pretty. They're moles if they're on me, but beauty spots to their models. I mean, there's just so much you can do with that clone tool. It's a very, very good tool, very useful tool. And you also have something in here called a patch tool and a healing brush that does very good too when you're doing that sort of technique that you just saw us using right there. So here's the patch tool, and it works a little bit different. You have to sort of make a selection and make a patch, then you can move it like so. Okay. Use patch as source, so then you can come over here and do like that to make your clouds look different. There's a lot of different ways to use these techniques, and it just takes practice to be able to use them. But what I'm going to do next is show you how to use a mask. That's a very important thing that you can use to make your text look awesome, as well as a lot of other things you can use masks for. So hope you learned something from this video for taking out images, copying them and pasting them in others, and dragging other images in for backgrounds, putting a stroke around your text, and using your clone tool, as well as the move tool, transform. So we'll talk again in the next video. In this video, I'm going to share with you how you can jump ahead to a particular time frame in your video. If you're going to have a longer video and you decide to break it up into sections, and say, for instance, maybe not all your viewers want to watch the first 2 minutes of the video, but they'd rather watch the last 3 or 4 minutes of the video, will be more important to one group as another. Well, there is a way to do that, and no one showed me this. I just saw someone do it and did a little investigating and finally figured out how it was accomplished. But it seems like all these neat little tricks, guys, you don't find out about them for some reason. I don't know why YouTube doesn't share these things. But, I'm glad that I can share these with you. And what I've done here in this video, I did this solely for an experiment. I transcribed this particular video to see if it helped any with the SEO, which I can't tell that it has. But that's not important. But that's the reason why you see that transcription in front of you. Each word by word that I spoke, I typed it out in the description. But you can see these times here are in blue. And if you want to skip ahead in the video, say we are at 8 seconds right now, and we want to go to where it says the last one we're going to talk about is pref delete. So if we wanted to jump ahead to where it talks about pref delete, we could click on delete. Will actually allow you to go in here to your and we're at the 2:19 mark now. It goes ahead and it jumps ahead for you. And let's do one more. And it's signing me in because I'm the owner of this. It won't do that for you. If you want to go to the 41 marker, click 41. Alarm. How many times goes to the 41 marker? Now, there's really not a big trick to doing this, guys. Just find out where you want to be in the video and put that time frame in parentheses and put a colon between them. That's all I did. You just type it in just exactly like that. Colon 2, parentheses, the number 2, colon, then 19 parentheses, that will jump you ahead to 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Same thing for a minute 50, minute 32. You see them right here, and they come up, they highlight in blue just like a link. You know, that's why it's so important to put these links in there. And that's another little trick that I can share with you about jumping ahead in videos. Here is an example of an end slate that I have used in one of my videos previously on YouTube, and you can see that the end slate offers users several different options that they can do. While these options will help keep them on my channel or subscribe or even follow my social media. And in this particular end slate, I used a video action as well when I added it to the end. And I'm going to play just a little short clip of this for you so you can get an idea of maybe how you could use this in your videos. Boxes annotated on the screen right now. The one directly to the left of me is going to take you to another awesome video here on the channel. As you can see, the one I'm giving instructions on what they should do and asking them one last time to subscribe or watch another video. This is a great way to use the annotations that we discussed earlier in conjunction with a graphic that you would make up. You know, you could use PicMonkey or one of the sites that we shared with you here in the course, even to make this type of end slate. There's nothing that you can't do that I haven't showed in this course with this. And that was one that I used early on. Here's one that I just recently made just a couple days ago now. What I did with this one is I looked at my playlist and I made the graphic go along with the playlist. That way when they click, instead of having just watch next video clicked, when they click either one of these graphics, it's going to take them to a specific playlist of 8 or 10 videos or more. That way once they start watching that video, then when that video ends, the next one will continue just right on. So this is really a possible way of increasing viewership drastically. So I would strongly suggest that you link these with playlists as opposed to just a single video. But like I said, you cannot. There's always not a possibility to do that. If you can't, or you're just getting started, you know, make your graphic, you know, to where people want to click on it. Make it eye appealing and catchy and easy to read. That's one thing it has to be. So be sure that you use those techniques that we shared, and you'll have great success with this. In this video, we're going to discuss the importance of audio and video quality. We'll discuss video quality first. Video quality is one of the things that is necessary to appear professional, but it's not mandatory. And let me make that a little bit clear. What I'm trying to say is you can get by with a less expensive camera, but the one thing that you can't be without is audio. And think about it for a second. If you are surfing on YouTube and you click on a video and you can barely hear the person speaking, you have to turn the volume on your computer wide open and you still yet can't hardly hear what they're saying, or there's a lot of background noise or baby crying or just something, some secondary noise in the video, most likely, regardless of how high the quality of video is or even the content, you're going to just click it off and go on and look for another one. Now, right? Definitely. So I've laid out a few options here for you, recommendations for video if you're just starting out and you have an iPhone 6. You have one of the best cameras already available to you in the palm of your hand, guys. All you need to do is spend just a few dollars to get a microphone and you're off to the races. And the way you should do that is when you use your camera to make a YouTube video, go ahead and upload that video, transfer it from the iPhone over to your computer, and then delete that video. Don't let it build up, because if you use all your space for video, it's going to really bog your phone performance down, and you don't want to get into that. But one of the best cameras you can get for vlogging that isn't very expensive is the Canon PowerShot. Now, they come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes, and they start around $150 and range all the way up to the $300-400 range. But just something sort of in the middle, the Canon PowerShot 340 here is an awesome camera because it shoots in 1080p video, and you can get a secondary microphone, and then you don't have to worry about it. So that's exactly what you need. Now, right now, if you're going to make video content where you're just going to be mostly talking to the camera and not be required to move around a whole lot, just use the camera on your Mac or PC, your webcam, like I'm using right now. I'm shooting this video that you're seeing right here with my webcam on my Mac. And I'm also using the Blue Spark digital microphone. If you like the sound quality of this video, then you need to buy the Spark digital. Now, what's unique about the Spark digital is it will also plug directly into your 30-point pin connectors and lightning connectors on your iPhones and iPads and iPods. So if it would be something you would ever want to take with you, which it's a little big to transport around, but who knows, maybe you need to do an interview sometime. But still, it's something to think about. And as you can see, it's only $171. Now, people that are just starting out, I would recommend that you get the Snowball. It's a Blue microphone, but it's only $48.99, and it's a awesome quality. I had one before I got this microphone and really liked it. Didn't have any complaints with it at all. I just ended up with the Spark. So, so there's the video and audio covered. And if you saw some of my videos shot where I was in front of the white background, I was using this Olympus Pen EPM1 camera. I've had this camera for about 3 years, and it's really, I need to update, but the cameras are expensive, so that's something I'm hoping to see. The holidays are coming up on us. Maybe I've been a good boy this year. But guys, there's some options that's not going to cost a lot of money, and if you have the iPhone 6, you already have half the race won. So be sure you take that audio, and you always give good audio quality in your videos, because people will overlook video quality but will not overlook audio quality. In this video, we'll be looking at several different browser-based photo editors. So if you don't want to download software onto your actual PC or Mac, or maybe you're going to use a tablet or some kind of Chromebook, something where you don't really have a hard drive that you can have access to that sort of thing. These are some great options for that. We'll just start right at the beginning here. One called Ribbit, RIBBET.com. And these are browser photo editors. Keep in mind, they can help you make collages, right on down to things just as simple as adding text onto your photos. There's one here called Be Funky, and at befunky.com you can actually download the app onto your iOS device or Android device. For this one, it has its own application already created. Several of these does. And I've actually used Be Funky. I would actually state this one more of a way to add effects. You know, to me, it was more of an effects type as opposed to, say, adding. I mean, you can add text, but, you know, overall, I just preferred using the effects type. But out of all these I'm going to share with you, PicMonkey.com is one of my favorites. I'm going to say there's actually two on here that I really enjoy and use a whole lot, and that's PicMonkey, and here's one called Fotor.com, Fotor.com. It has its own application too, so you might want to check into downloading its app. And Pixlr is another one of my favorites. It's another awesome one. And iPicky is one I use a lot also. But now you have to have an account to use this one, but you know, it's not a big deal. So what I'm going to do is actually show you how to use this once. And what we're going to do here is, rather than me sign in, we're going to just edit for free. So what you'll do is, you can, if you want to create an account later, you can. So you're going to have to open an actual, we'll use this one here. All we're going to do really is add some text and that sort of thing. So we'll click on the little T here for text, and it'll pull up all different kinds of fonts. I usually use the Chunk 5 or the Ultra, and we're going to hit add text, and you see we get our text box right here. And all I'm going to do with this is just type in the word iPhone Captain, and all you have to do to increase and decrease is just move this up right here, and you can drag it and move it around. You can drag the corners of it here to add size to it. Okay, blend options. You got different things you can do with it, darken, lighten, whatever. We'll just leave it like that. And if you wanted to center it, you could hit center or align left, right. You can add a little fade on it if you want to. That's just all that is your opacity. If you want to change the color of it here, you can do that up here too. We could change that to red. And as you can see, it does a really great job, and it's just really easy to use. You can simply drag it around, right click for more options. And it just up here at the top, you see it put it in there that quick. And if you wanted to add some different types of backgrounds or little arrows, I should say, you can add those like right there. And we're not trying to make anything, I'm just showing you how you can use these. And again, here's another one here. I'm just showing you different things you can do. And here's some different textures. If you wanted to add to it, to your photo, you could. And all you would have to do is just fill in wherever you wanted it. maybe in the middle of that O or something. Space. Like so. And if you wanted to fade, you could make it lighter or darker. Again, that's just your opacity. And you see you got a long list of different fonts. I didn't mean to do that. Now, to save that, you just save it. I'm just going to call it Blogging 101 JPEG. Here's your quality. I'll just leave it like that. It's set for 350 by 300. If you want to change that, you can change that by just hitting that right here and put in the dimensions you want. And then save to my computer, OneDrive or Dropbox. I'm going to choose Dropbox. And then just click Saves. And you see the little wheel turning, and that's how fast it saved it. So guys, that's how you can use a browser-based editor, and there's so much more you can do with it than I showed you. However, we don't want this video to get too long, so hope you picked up some techniques in this video. We'll talk in the next one. The main objective to your YouTube channel is keeping viewers on it as long as possible. And you do that by having great content. Of course, that's the number one thing. But the second thing, secondly, you're going to have to come up with some strategies that make it easy for viewers to stay on your channel. For some reason, we're all sort of lazy when it comes to doing things like this, And what I'm getting to is when you create your videos, be sure you always add annotations to every video, linking to another video, or at least you put a subscriber box in the corner. And I have an example right here. Let me click play, and I'm going to turn that video completely off. And as you can see up there at the top, I have a subscription box on the right. And on the left side, if they click that, it'll take them to another video. Now, when they go to that video, if you add these in every video that you do, they're going to always be able to jump from one video to the next. It's just a big interlinked channel. I mean, it's one video to the next video right on down the line. And that is a great way to keep viewers on your site by adding those annotations. And Google also considers these annotations when they are looking at your SEO for your video. A video with annotations will outrank one without annotations every single time. Now, what the algorithm is for SEO for YouTube videos, I'm not sure YouTube knows, but I'm just being sarcastic too when I say that. But keep in mind, guys, you got to make it simple, you got to make it interesting, and most importantly, like I said before, you got to have awesome content. That's the number one thing. You got to have content that makes viewers want to watch your channel. And always try to end your video by asking them a question. What do you think about whatever it is you just discussed in the video? Or give me your opinion in the comments. Or don't forget to hit that subscribe button, And experts say it's only best to choose one. But most YouTubers now, at the end of every video, they say rank something and subscribe. And if you're like me and every other person probably watching, when you get to the end of the video, when they start all that jazz, and I even put it on my videos, you just probably turn it off. So it's best just to have one call out action is what they call that, a call out action or call to action or whatever you want to refer to it. Just have one. Don't ask them to subscribe and comment and follow you on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that jazz. Bust it up in different videos, it does, and it'll do better. But be sure you always add your links in your descriptions. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about what you discuss in the video. The main objective to your YouTube channel is keeping viewers on it as long as possible. And you do that by having great content. Of course, that's the number one thing. But the secondly, you're going to have to come up with some strategies that make it easy for viewers to stay on your channel. For some reason, we're all sort of lazy when it comes to doing things like this, and what I'm getting to is when you create your videos, be sure you always add annotations to every video, linking to another video, or at least you put a subscriber box in the corner. And I have an example right here. Let me click play, and I'm going to turn that video completely off. And as you can see up there at the top, I have a subscription box on the right, and on the left side, if they click that, it'll take them to another video. Now, when they go to that video, if you add these in every video that you do, they're going to always be able to jump from one video to the next. It's just a big interlinked channel. I mean, it's one video to the next video right on down the line. And that is a great way to keep viewers on your site by adding those annotations. And Google also considers these annotations when they are looking at your SEO for your video. A video with annotations will outrank one without annotations every single time. Now, what the algorithm is for SEO for YouTube videos, I'm not sure YouTube knows. But I'm just being sarcastic too when I say that. But keep in mind, guys, you got to make it simple. You got to make it interesting. And most importantly, like I said before, you got to have awesome content. That's the number one thing. You got to have content that makes viewers want to watch your channel. And always try to end your video by asking them a question. What do you think about whatever it is you just discussed in the video? Or give me your opinion in the comments. Or don't forget to hit that subscribe button, And experts say it's only best to choose one, but most YouTubers now, at the end of every video, they say rank something and subscribe. And if you're like me and every other person probably watching, when you get to the end of the video, when they start all that jazz, and I even put it on my videos, you just probably turn it off. So it's best just to have one call out action, is what they call that, a call out action or call to action, or whatever you want to refer to it. Just have one. Don't ask them to subscribe and comment and follow you on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that jazz. Bust it up in different videos, it does, and it'll do better. But be sure you always add your links in your descriptions. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about what you discuss in the video. One thing you need to be aware of when you're using annotations, like I said, they are a great thing. They help improve SEO. They help users jump from one video to the next, is they're only visible on the computer. Now, if you're using a mobile device, whenever you put these annotations in your videos, you need to make certain that you say that out loud in your video. I'm annotating this on the screen for computer users. Mobile users can find the link in the description. And whatever you're annotating in the video, you need to add that link to the description so mobile users can find exactly what it is that you're talking about. I don't know how many times I've watched a video on my iPhone and had users refer to an annotation on the screen that wasn't in the description. That just a view lost. I mean, and I could have gone on and watched 5 or 6 more videos from that same YouTube channel, you know. Who's to say? So be sure you always keep in mind of your mobile users when using annotations. They are important, very important. In this movie, we're going to discuss the importance of analytics and being able to understand just exactly what they are telling you and applying that to make your channel better. As you can see here, I have brought us into the devices section here. And I've done that for a reason. As you can see here, my top device type is mobile phone. And for this duration of, looks like 4 or 5 days up here, we've had a view of 30,000 on mobile phones and about 35,000 or 6,000 on all the rest. So as you can see, the mobile device is about getting the same amount as everything else combined. And I want to show you why I'm telling you this. I created a video over here, and you can see that this video is not really optimized for mobile viewers. It's viewable. Yes, it is viewable, but it could be better. And what I mean by that is when you are looking at or watching a video on a smaller device such as a mobile phone, whatever's displaying on the screen needs to be zoomed in much closer and be much larger in order to be able to see it properly. And one other thing I want to mention about mobile devices, they don't display annotations. So if you refer to an annotation on the screen, you need to be sure that you put that annotation in the description for mobile users so they can find it. So this video here really wasn't optimized for mobile users, and looking at this one here, look how much easier it is to see. All I did was basically just zoom the screen in closer, and it wasn't really anything major I had to do. It was just better editing techniques, being aware of exactly how it is I need to shoot my videos, and this makes it much better for the user in the end. So that was my whole point of that. And going back to the analytics here, you need to be able to interpret what you're seeing and apply that to your channel to make it better. And this will help you grow as time progresses. One of the first things you probably will do when you get your blog up and running, that's go sign up for your Google AdSense account. And once you have it set up and running, I'm going to show you a little bit about what you can see from inside the different graphs and all that. And as you can see here, actually for the month of December, my earnings are down a little bit, and you'll see that here. It's under $6 under what it has been in previous months. And like I said earlier, you know, it ranges from around 150 to 350. So it's sort of hard to predict from month to month just exactly how it's going to be. But what I wanted to show you here, guys, is you can actually see which ads are performing the best by using different code for different ads wherever you place an ad. So say you got one ad placed at the top of your post, at the top of your site, and it's the banner ad, okay? Which that's exactly what this one is here, the banner ad. Right here is actually the iPhone captive banner ad. And you can see it's a 728 by 90. And if you wanted to view its report, all you would have to do is just click right there, and it would show you for the last 7 days exactly how much it's earned, how many displays it's or requests it's made, and that kind of thing. So this information here, guys, is very, very important to having success with AdSense. Now, let me show you what I mean here. So if we come in here and go back to iPhone Captain, right here is the ad we're looking at right here. This is the actual advertisement that has made $4.20 from December 16th to December 22nd. That one ad alone has made that amount of money. So we can change those dates to be whatever. Let's just see the last 30 days, okay? So in the last 30 days, it's made $30. So it looks like it's averaging about $1 a day for that one particular ad, which really isn't all that bad, but it isn't all that good either. You know, I'd like for it to be making $50 a day if it could. But I have found out one of my biggest money makers is probably this particular ad right here. When you open a post, inside the post, you're going to see under the title, there should be an advertisement that appears. All right. It doesn't always appear simply because sometimes there's more ads appears on. You're only allowed 3 Google ads on a page, and you see there's 1, 2. I only see 2 on that page. Why it's not displaying, I couldn't tell you. But that looks like that's something I'm going to have to take up with my developer. And here again, it's not coming up. And I don't know why, but it isn't. But anyway, the one that I have found that earns a great deal of money is right below the title. If you can get your ad to display directly below your titles, because that's where everybody's eyes are going to be. They're going to actually flow. And there it is right there. You see, they've clicked on your post, and they're going to actually see this advertisement before they ever read anything on the actual article itself. And if you look down here at the bottom, this advertisement here is actually from a different company I use. So, you know, I have different ads on in different places because Google limits you to 3 advertisements per page. And, you know, I guess that's okay, but you know, if you're trying to make a little bit of money, that can be a problem. But you don't want to just bombard your readers with advertisements. And you also want to place your ads where they look natural. And when the site first loads, without clicking anything, you want them to be able to see an advertisement. And that's what that banner ad is so good. And then when they scroll just a little bit beside the first post right here, you see there's an ad, and there's an ad directly under it. So, you know, they're getting a lot of exposure to advertisements. It's just I don't seem to be doing something just exactly correct, or I would be making a lot more money. But here again, I've tried several things, and that's what you can do. I have shared quite a bit with you here that I know that works, but here again, AdSense seems to be one of the tougher things I have used to try to make money. I still use it because there's a lot of people out there that make a great deal of money with it, but it requires large amounts of traffic. That's one of the things that you're going to find out. And my site typically does around, I'm going to say anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 a day. And if I were doing 40 to 60,000 a day, then I would be doing very well with AdSense, because I would just, anytime you have that many visitors, your numbers, it's just a greater percentage that you're increasing the probability that someone's going to click your advertisement. But also you need to keep in mind when they click that ad, they have left your site 9 times out of 10. So they're not reading your content either. So keep that in mind.
In this video, we're going to be discussing some of the techniques needed for improving SEO for your YouTube videos. One of the primary reasons that people fail to rank higher is they don't give enough attention to their titles, their description, and their tags. Now, keep in mind, although tags aren't very important as they were a few years back, they are still important because Google or YouTube has no way of knowing what that video is about without you putting in the correct information. And that's where they rely on title tags, the description, and the actual title itself to tell them what the video is about. And then they use the transcription of the video, which is the words that come out of your mouth as you speak, to make a better judgment. But as we both know, those transcriptions that they sometimes get are way off base. If you've ever gone in and looked to see just how it picks up your words, I know sometimes some of the things I say and what's on the screen is two totally different things. But that still doesn't mean you don't need to pay attention to it. What you need to do while you are delivering your content on camera, be sure that you use your keyword in the actual video content itself at least 4 to 6 times. You don't want to use it 10 or 15 times. That will just look like you're trying to keyword stuff, and then you're going to be penalized and your video isn't going to rank well at all to start with. So give that a shot and see how that goes. Then moving on to your title, you want to use the keyword that the content is about at the beginning of your title. Meaning, if the video, for example, was about how loud can a dog bark, you would want to use the dog bark at the beginning of the actual title itself. Because why? Because that's what the actual content of the video is about. Then moving on to your description, you would want to write at least 250 words for your description. And that's where so many people fall short and then wonder why they don't rank well. Well, your description box only includes your social media links. It's okay to include those, but include them at the end of the description. 250, I prefer 500. Make it like a blog post. That way you can use, if you're using WordPress, you can use a plugin that I'm going to discuss later on that will tell you how you can pull your videos onto your blog automatically and make a blog post without you having to manually go in and write everything up. But you have to have a description that relates something like a actual blog post itself, which is what you need anyway. And in that description, you need to use the keyword 4 to 6 times. Keep that in mind. Just exactly like I said in the transcription, use that keyword 4 to 6 times. And then when you want to use your tags, 6 to 8 tags would be plenty. So keep that in mind. That's just sort of an overview of some of the things that you use in every video, title, description, and tags, that things that you can use to help improve your SEO. And I hope that you found something in here that you can use. We'll talk again in the next one.
In this video, we're going to discuss transcription. Many of you probably weren't aware that there is a section inside of your editor that will allow you to edit your transcription, and then you can even go as far to download the entire transcription of your video and use it to place inside your description box, which is another way that you can improve SEO that we'll discuss in a later video. But right now, I want to show you what you need to do is just go into your YouTube channel, go to videos, and then choose any video, choose edit. And after you choose edit, you will get these options that appear here at the top of the page on my screen. Info and settings, enhancements, audio, annotations, cards, subtitles, and closed captioning. You want to choose subtitles and closed captioning. And once you get that, then it's inside here where you're going to be able to actually edit the actual transcription. Now, I have English on here several times because I have edited this video several times in the making of this video. So what we're going to do, you'll probably just see the automatic beside yours because that's the one that YouTube has automatically created for you. Now I'm going to click the one right under it because this is the one that I have just created. And as you can see here, my introduction looks a lot different from the introduction that you see on the automatic one. You see they have something here, have a do on there, and it says theme YouTube. They've had problems understanding what I was saying. So that's very important when you are talking about SEO, because if they don't have the proper or correct terminology in your transcription, then it's not going to rank as well. So you want to be sure when you are creating the video to use the keywords in your transcription or in the making of your video at least 4 to 6 times. Don't use it any more than that, because if you do, they're going to consider you are keyword stuffing and you'll be penalized and not rank as well. So all you have to do once you get this pulled up is you can click play, and I'm going to turn this down very low. And when it gets to the actual talking part, you'll see it starts appearing on the screen. And as the little slider comes across the screen, and it will actually change when my words for the next slide appears. And you can come inside here if you want to and go as far to extend or edit the actual transcription itself. And let me show you what it is I mean by that. So once we get up here to the beginning, and we'll stop it right here, and now we have these little drag bars on each side. You see we're at about 0.9 seconds here. If we wanted to drag it over here to begin, we could do that, or we could shorten it, or if we wanted it to end faster or sooner, we could drag these bars. And same thing for this one. We could get the bar to appear here, and now we can drag it, shorten it, however we need to do that. And also down here at the bottom, if you wanted to shorten to get more to appear, then you could decrease the size there very, very small. That would be left up to you. But if you're very fast at typing, you can put your cursor in this box up here and just click play. And as you are typing, it will actually pause the video. And when you stop typing, you see here I have that selected, it will begin to actually roll the video again to let you hear the next line. I'm not that fast at typing, so what I have done, you see here, was editing everything in a actual Pages document. Then I was going to use that to paste into my description box at the end. It was just going to be an easier way. But then I ran upon that idea of using the other technique that I'm going to show you in the next video for downloading the entire document here, transcription, to put in your video. So we'll continue with that later on. But here's your actions up here. You see you got download file here. That's something we're going to talk about next. So once you have everything like you want it, all you do is just simply click Publish Edits, and it will save everything just like you wanted it to be saved, and then you're finished with that. So we'll talk again in the next video about how to get your entire transcription in the description box.
In this video, we're going to talk about something very important called playlist. Playlists can be used to keep users seeing your videos over and over and over. Now, when you share a video link, there's actually a couple ways to do it. You can actually just hit the little share button under the video, and it will spit out a link that you can share. And when someone watches that video, that is the only video they watch. That isn't how I share my videos. I share my videos in a playlist, making the first video that they see in that playlist the one they want to see. And then it would continue playing over and over and over until they actually clicked off. And what I'm getting at is if they have their computer on mute, I'm sorry about the dog, shh, shush, and they just walk away, then your videos will continue playing until they come back to that computer and turn it off, or it's turned off by some other means. And it just gets you more views, and it just keeps things flowing better. So that's just a little secret tip that you can keep under your hat. Playlists are very, very powerful. Keep that, use that, and we'll talk soon.
Hey guys, I wanted to also share this with you about the affiliate links you may run into in the course here. I have done a lot of extensive research and actually have used these three companies that I am recommending. That's the only reason I'm recommending them to you. And they are SiteGround, A2 Hosting, and Bluehost. I have links in the resource page here. You can find it listed on the resource page. Those links will take you directly to those sites, and you can choose which URL domain or hosting you may want. You can purchase your URL domain there. A VPN, if you want to purchase a VPN, you can get those there. But I just wanted to jump in here and just let you know those are available, and it does help the site if you buy those from me using these links. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and if you go to some other site, you'll pay the same price there. So it's not like we're, taking money from you. You're only helping me by using them. So if you're going to be buying a domain or a URL or a VPN or anything related like that, jump on these links here and check them out. You can get hosting as low as $3. So it's just unbelievable what you can get on here. So check them out. Let me know what you think, and we'll talk to you in the next one.
Another thing that you want to do when you are trying to be successful on YouTube is build channel authority. And YouTube and Google both are really big at looking at this, and this will help improve your ranking also. Channel authority is very important, and you get channel authority by more people linking to your videos, more people sharing your videos, and there's actually a few of these companies around the web that actually share YouTube videos, and this link juice, so to speak, will help you improve channel authority. And one of these companies is called greatapps.com, and I'll have it on the screen for you. I recommend that you share every video that you do with this company, and they have a technique where they can actually pull all of your videos at one time, so you don't have to share them every day or when you upload a new video. They can fix it where it automatically comes in. The guy over that runs that company is awesome, and you will really enjoy getting to know him personally. And that's another thing that you want to do, is make connections with different people in your field or the niche you're in. That will help build channel authority. Also, you'll have different emails you can send out to people and contact lists. That way, certain people will be the only people that get those particular emails. And that's another way that you can build some channel authority. Just try to focus primarily on the shares and getting people to like and share your stuff. That's very, very important. Channel authority, we'll talk again in the next one. In this video, I'm going to discuss 5 different strategies for keyword research. This is primarily the best way you can improve your ranking on Google and YouTube alone. And that is what our goal is to improve all of our video rankings on YouTube, therefore ranking higher in Google, since Google owns YouTube. The first thing we're going to do is discuss something that you've all probably used in the past called the Google Keyword Planner tool. Now, I personally don't really like that tool because it's just so generic. Everything that it spits out to you is just another generic term of the one before, in my opinion. So what we're going to do is I'm going to discuss 5 different strategies that I learned. One of the primary things you can do is use forums. Whether or not you realize it, guys, forums are very powerful SEO commodities any way you choose to use them, whether you're just leaving comments or whatever it may be. Google gives forums a great deal of juice, SEO juice, meaning they rank high. Now, when you look at your forums, if you would go in and search the forum for whatever it is you're going to be doing the content of your video on, just search that word or words, see what comes up in the forums. These are the exact terms that users are going to use when they go to Google to search, guys. It's a genius idea. So when you're in the forums, look at the titles, the words in the titles, because these are going to be, like I already said, the exact terms that users put in Google when they're searching for whatever topic it is they're searching for. This way you can already have your video titled that, and when the user punches in those keywords, then your video will come up. And it's just a great way to get ranked higher with very little effort, really. The next thing is Wikipedia. If you aren't familiar with Wikipedia, it's an awesome search tool and just a great way to find out just what anything is, any kind of history, any kind of topics you may be interested in. These are user built most times. You know, it's where people have added in what they know and so on, but we won't get into all that. But Wikipedia has a section after you enter your search words. Over on the right hand side it says use content, and then there'll be some numbers listed. Beside each of those numbers are going to be different keywords that you could use to title your video or to use in your video. Long tail keywords, and we won't get into all the differences here, but they will make your videos rank much better by using those. You know, you're getting all this link juice here again from Wikipedia. The next one we're talking about is searches related to. This is at the bottom of your Google page. When you search Google, go all the way to the bottom of the first page. Down at the bottom you'll see searches related. Here again you can get some keywords from inside here to help rank your videos higher. It's just a way to help you get your video ranked before you actually upload it or title it, if that makes any sense. What we're doing is we're doing it backwards. We're going in to see what certain words would rank before we use those. This way you're going to skip over not putting in words that don't mean anything. So I hope I made a little bit of sense. The next one is called Amazon. If you don't know what Amazon is, you've been under a rock. Go to Amazon.com. In the book section, go in to where it says the table of contents. Search for any title that you wish using any keyword you want. And when that book comes up, go to the table of contents and you'll see different keywords that you could use in your video title. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind when you're titling your video is always put your video title toward the front. I'm sorry, keywords toward the front, not video title. That made no sense. Use the keyword at the very beginning of the title if at all possible. It helps that you'll get ranked better that way too. Last but not least is one called Quora, Quora.com. Go to Quora and use the most popular questions here, and you will be able to get keywords that way as well also. Guys, here's some awesome ideas and different techniques that you can use to get your videos ranking higher before you ever before you ever upload them or even put them online. So keep that in mind. And what I would do if I were you, sit down and write this list out or type it out. Hang it up beside your computer because you tend to forget things over time. And if it's hanging right there in front of you and you can see it every day, then that's going to help you most of all to be able to go through this list over and over and over, and that way keep you on track what you need to do in order to make your video SEO rank better. Hope this helps. See you again in the next one.
In this video, we're going to discuss how you can include the entire transcription of your video without having to sit down and type it out one word at a time, which, would take a lot of time. But if you're trying to improve your SEO, then that shouldn't be a factor. But I can show you a way that I think will save you some time here. And there may be other ways, but this is the only way that I know at this time. If I find other ways, I will update this video as soon as I find out about the new technique. But as of right now, what I did in my previous video was I went in here to this video here and I went to subtitles and closed captioning, and you see here that I have edited a couple transcriptions here because there's more than the one, which is the one you see there, the automatic. That's the one that will appear beside every video that YouTube creates. But as we well know, YouTube isn't very good at understanding what you say, and that's a big deal when you consider SEO, because if they don't have the correct words, then they can't rank you accordingly. So you want to be certain that you go through and do what it is I'm showing you here. So I'm going to choose this second one here, which is the one that I edited, and I only edited the first, I don't know, minute or two of it, but enough to get you to see what it is I'm trying to show you. And you see here, I have different blocks at different times, and that's what you want. But what we want to do now is we want to download this, and we're just going to use the original format, and then we're going to name it, we'll call it YouTube Test Edit. Okay, and then we're going to hit desktop, hit save. Now, as we know, it's already there. So now I'm going to click info and settings, because that's where the description box is at. I'm going to drag it out, and down at the bottom here, you see, put some space in there so we can have enough room to work. I'm just going to put it at the bottom. Normally I would put it closer to the top, but this is just to get you to see how to do it. So now I'm going to come over to desktop, and we're going to try to find test edit right here. Test YouTube edit. Now I'm just simply going to drag that in here and drop it. And we're going to get this little pop-up that says leave the page, stay on the page. I'm going to click leave the page. Now, once we get this, you see we have everything that's been said, but it also includes the time it was said in the video. So what you're going to have to do, what I would recommend you do, is you just select and copy all that, and then go back to your video, and in here you're going to, like so. And what I would do is start right back from the beginning, right here. It's a whole lot easier to edit it like this. And all I'm doing is removing the time. It's a lot faster to do this than it is to listen to the video and put all the words in there, retype everything. And then once you get all of your time deleted out of there like I'm doing, then you just can go in and remove all the spaces between everything. And I'll show you a little bit about how I would do that. It's not very difficult. So now, as you can see, you see what I'm doing? It's very, very easy to do. And as you can see, ta-da, it's that fast. We have our transcription right here already added. Okay. And also, there has been some people wanting to know about how I'm getting certain little symbols in here. If you go up here to edit and go to special characters on a Mac, you get a pop-up, and the one that everybody's wanting to know where I'm getting is it looks like a playhead. Okay, I'll go bullets and stars, and right here, that one right there is the one everybody's wanting to know. How am I getting it? I'm gonna copy, and then we'll go in here and go to this and add the favorites, and now I have that in my favorites. And I'm just going to hit Command C, and right there you see I have transcription in there. And if I wanted to hit a V, like so, and right here you can see I didn't get the Unicode out of there. There we go. So that's a little bit about how you can get some special characters, how you can add your transcription in there for SEO. Then you would just come down here and you would hit save, and it would save your transcription in there, and then YouTube would probably rank your video much higher when they have the correct words in there, the correct keywords. Then you would want to have the keywords in your title, more so at the beginning than at the end. So keep that in mind also. We'll talk again in the next one.
Alright guys, in this video I'm going to show you how you can make like 30, 40, 50, 100 video shorts for YouTube just in a matter of seconds using ChatGPT and an app called Canva. Well, it's not an app, but it is an app, but we're going to be using the website version of it. But all I did here was I wrote a prompt, and the prompt is right here, and I'll read it to you. It says, create me 30 math riddles for 40 for 4th grade students. Display these riddles in the following format, and I give it the format to use. Show the riddles and answers in the table or a chart with the column headings, riddle, option 1, 2, 3, and answer. Try to use riddles that are the same number of words in length. This helps show them in all the inside of the table or chart. And then all I did was just run that through ChatGPT, and right here's what ChatGPT spit back out at me. You see my headings here are riddle. That's the name of the riddle. The option 1 would be an answer. It could be option 1, 2, or 3. It's going to be one of those 3 answers. And I wanted it to include to make it like a multiple choice type deal. And then the actual answer, it's given over here in the last column. So now what you do with this is you copy all this down, and then you go into here and you bring it in and you find a template that looks like what you're wanting to use. And what I have found that I like best are the ones that have like something at the top. That way you could put the actual riddle at the top. Then you could put like the 3 choices, and you could leave them up there until you flash the answer up there. And then you could pop it up, say, at the bottom with some type of background that would be a little bit related in some way to what was being read in the riddle, or something about math or something to that degree. But let me see if I can find us a template here, and I'll jump right back in here. All right, here we go. I want to show you what you do now is you find a template in here that you like, which you can spend a lot of time in there, but just pick one. It doesn't matter what it really looks like, just till you get it going here and try it out. Then you just copy and paste. All we're going to do is we're going to open up our ChatGPT right here where it says I'm an even number. We're going to copy that, and we're going to bring it right over here back into Canva. And then we'll come right up here, and we'll come right up here and hit. I'm gonna trash. Well, I didn't mean to trash all of it. And you saw right there, I hit that Control Z, brought everything back. So don't forget that. All right, we're looking at Canva now, guys. What I'm trying to show you here is how you can make those shorts real fast. It all comes down to using the right template in Canva, and you got to go over here once you get your items in the correct location. As you can see here, I have mine up here on the screen, and if I hit play here, I'll show you what I mean. You see, it's writing it up there real slow so you can read it. These are for 4th graders now. You got to keep in mind they're math riddles. It's an even number, and if you take away one letter, it becomes odd. 7. And then you see I show the answers for a little bit, probably longer than I should have. And then I'll come back now and show the actual answer. Now, what you got to do with this is just keep your items in the same place. And you're going to come over here and go down to where it says bulk create right here. And then that's where you're going to just put in the different things that you have in your table right here. Right here, you're going to transfer this into Google Docs, and then it'll let you transfer it from Google Docs. Then you can upload it into this actual AI tool. So I know that's a little bit iffy on showing you how to do that, but that's not what this video is about. The video is about using AI tools, and this is me showing you what you can do with Canva and ChatGPT combined. So hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. In this video, we're going to be talking about a new feature they've added in CapCut called Auto Captions. Now what I have done is I've just opened up a project that I had done a couple days ago, a little short video I did. It's only like a little over a minute long. I wanted to do that way it won't take so long to add these captions, hopefully. And I have it in my editor here, so now I'm going to come over here on the left side, and according to what I just saw in my mobile device, if you do this, download a project, you have to come back online. So I'm on the web browser, so keep that in mind. Come over to where it says Captions and just hit Auto and Generate right under it. Choose the language, and we want to be English. Hit Generate, and as you see, it's taking you through the process there, and hopefully when it gets done, it just takes a couple minutes, and I'll hit the play button here and we'll see what it looks like. It's going to be on the screen too. So we're going to be looking at these. I was trying to hit the volume is what I was after, and didn't end up getting it. The volume is over here. Where is the volume on this thing? We'll just do it the old-fashioned way. I don't want to have to take the time to dig it out every time I go to a different. And you can see right here as I speak, you can see it on the screen. And over here on the left side of the screen, you see, is what it's telling each sentence it's reading as you go through. And is if it's got something wrong or something in there you don't want, you can just hit the delete button and edit it right here. Just double click and it'll put you right in there, and you can take something out. See, I just hit the back key right there and deleted the word anyway, and just type it back in and hit enter, and you're off and running again. But guys, this is a cool way to do it. And as you can see right here, all these little orange dots down here, those are your auto captions that's been put in there. So that's another location for them. So guys, I hope this helps out. Let me know what you think. Don't forget now, if you need help, hit me up. I'm right here to help you. Thanks for watching.